Hello friends. Today we are going to discuss about clinical practice guidelines and medical legal issues. I am Dr. Suresh Badadmat, Professor of Psychiatry working at NIMHANS, Bangalore. Before I start my presentation, I would like to have a disclaimer. This presentation is for academic and training purpose only. But if you want to have a legal opinion, please do contact an advocate. Conflict of interest? None. Clinical practice guideline. So, in this video, I am going to discuss what is the legality of clinical practice guideline. Should we assess clinical practice guideline, the Indian or the foreign? That is the objective of this video. Clinical practice guidelines are systematically developed statements that intend to assist clinician and patients in making decisions about the appropriate healthcare in a specific circumstances. So, this beautiful definition clearly says that it has an intent to develop a statement to assist the clinician in making evidence-based decision. That is how clinical practice guidelines became popular across the worldwide. And in many countries, clinical practice guidelines have been used in the court of law. Now let's understand whether it is accepted in India. Of course, clinical practice guidelines has been accepted in India. But the question is whether Indian clinical practice guideline is accepted or the foreign. Of course, if you are able to produce the clinical practice guideline drafted and implemented in India by an Indian professional body, definitely it will be accepted. The foreign clinical practice guideline has a less weightage because depending upon the health resources, availability of medicine, depending upon the height, weight, the infrastructure of the hospital, the clinical practice guidelines differs from country to country. And if it is made in India or been drafted by Indian clinician, definitely they would have taken into account of the Indian infrastructure, resources, availability, all those will take into account. Hence, the Indian clinical practice guideline holds good in the Indian court. And let's understand in which are the cases clinical practice guidelines have been considered as the standard to discuss whether the doctor was negligent or not. One of the best example which has occurred in 2019 is Maharaja Agrasena Hospital versus Master R. This is one of the best judgment I can think of, which was given by Supreme Court. In 2005, Master R was born at 32 weeks because of placenta previa in Sharma Medical Center under Dr. Rama Sharma, the gynecologist. Rama Sharma, when she examined the child was only 1.49 kg and the child was very fragile. Hence, she referred the child to neonatal ICU care to a Maharaja Agrasena hospital where the child could have been taken care under neonatal ICU. Hence, the child was shifted. Later, the child was examined and kept in Maharaja Agrasena Hospital in ICU. Over a period of 1 month, the child was discharged and was asked to come for follow-up. The child came for follow-up for 4 times. And in December, the mother noticed that the child is not responding to visual stimuli. Hence, the mother took the child to Shroff Charity Eye Hospital for the diagnosis what is happening with my child. After examination, the ophthalmologist in the Shroff Charity Eye Hospital said that your child is suffering from ROP, that is retinopathy of prematurity, stage 5, almost complete retinal detachment. Nothing could be done now. And the Shroff Hospital also clearly said that your child would have been premature and would have been kept in the neonatal ICU and maybe 90 to 100% oxygen would have been given for longer duration. Hence, the child has developed ROP. And they also said you should have examined by a ophthalmologist serially to know whether the child is developing ROP or not. If the child had brought earlier, it could have been, the eyesight could have been saved by laser treatment and various other technology. The mother became very unhappy. She went to Rama Sharma asking for, what is this, my child has lost the eye. Obviously, the gynecologist said that I had referred to a pediatrician in Maharaja Agrasena Hospital Please go there and ask. I'm here to take care of you, not for the child. And hence, the lady again, the mother had to go to Maharaja Agrasena Hospital. Maharaja Agrasena Hospital refused to give her medical file or the records of the child. The mother had to go to the Delhi Medical Council to get the records. After 6 months, she got all the records. And she went to court telling that there was a negligence from the doctors from the Maharaja Agrasena Hospital, telling that they did not follow the protocol of ROP. That means whenever a child is kept in ICU and it is a premature, and if you are given an oxygen, it is the protocol to do serial retinal examination over a period of time in the follow-up to see whether the child develops ROP. The mother clearly saw that there was no retinal examination was ordered and no retinal examination was conducted, and also the retinopathy of prematurity was a preterm which led to total blindness. And as per the clinical practice guideline, the child had to be serially examined by the ophthalmologist over a period of time to see whether the child is going to develop retinopathy of prematurity or not. And this was a clear-cut violation of clinical practice guideline. Hence, the mother took the hospital and the doctors to the court. Apex Court clearly said that there is a clinical practice guideline violation and none of the doctor did the examination of the child for retinopathy of prematurity, and 75 lakh was awarded to the child. This was one of the landmark decision telling that if you don't follow clinical practice guideline, you will be held responsible in the court of law. Further, please remember a similar case has occurred in V. Krishnakumari versus State of Tamil Nadu in 2009. There also a young child, a child which was born prematurely, the obstetrician and further the pediatrician failed to get the child examined for ROP, that is retinopathy of prematurity, and the child lost the eyesight. There also the Supreme Court clearly said that the doctor are negligent and did not follow the clinical practice guideline advocated by our Indian own professional bodies. Hence, my dear friends, if your professional body is advocating about clinical practice guideline, please do follow. Don't run behind the Western clinical practice guideline. Although you may say Western practice guidelines are highly evidence-based, but Indian clinical practice guidelines are highly pragmatic and they take into account the culture, the economics and the pragmatics of the Indian society. Hence, of course, Indian courts will prefer Indian clinical practice guideline if they are available and being published. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time. Stay safe.